Well, Jeff, it's the big home opener week. What's the mood like with the guys?
Uh, I've since retired, honestly. I think getting back on that late plane ride and an exhausting physical game, uh, very beat up, and Nick Turner's got a lot of work to do. You can tell we were in a war, literally to the last second of the game. So we're in good spirits. We just got to spend some time icing and rehabbing and get our minds right. We're having to play a team that wants a very difficult offense, so we had a lot of work today to get ready, prepared for that. So, yeah, but it's great to be 1-0, and we're very thrilled with the way we played. We've got a lot of stuff to clean up, but we're in a great spot right now.
You mentioned the mental aspect of it. Is this a trap game for you guys coming off a big win playing an FCS team?
Well, I just think if you watch, the irony of it is exactly what Illinois just faced, right? I mean, they had a huge game. They got really up for it. They got some key players injured. Everybody told them how great they were, and lost to a team that was one, level less than them. And, well, what do you know? I think there were 8 FCS teams last week that beat FBS teams, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's something like that. It's pretty high. It's the exact same thing. They're coming into our house. And these kids are going to be sky high. And I couldn't. We didn't use the trap analogy this year. We went a little bit different angle, but cheese is heavily involved.
You mentioned that Lamar system and the option ground game that they're going to come at you with. Does that stress the importance of being assignment sound or locking in? What sort of strain does that put on the guys?
Just that exactly, and it's just you don't see it. So, you've got 4 days to get ready for it. And that's just hard. It's hard to run the scout team. It's just hard to run it. So they've gotten better, too. And I have a lot of respect for their head coach. He's a good person. He recruited my school when I was a high school coach. And he's intelligent, has character, and tell his kids are bought into him. And he's done a good job coaching them.
Is the physicality component even more under the microscope against a system like that as well?
Yeah, because they've always got one more person than you do, because they're going to read somebody, so they get an extra blocker. So that's the part that, and then you don't know where the ball is and who has it, and there's motion going, and guys diving this way and guys motioning that way, and it's y'all seen it before. It's a frustrating offense to try to defend.
You talked about the offensive line a little bit yesterday. With the depth kind of challenged, given all the injuries that you've had, you have to approach practice any differently this week, or operate that group any differently?
We just luckily we've got more players, so we just grabbed some of those freshmen, and you got to go. I mean, you can't be physically tough if you don't practice physical. And I know everybody on the outside is probably, golly, coach, don't get all of our kids hurt in practice. Well, you can take that brand and throw it out the window, because it won't show up if you don't practice hard and you don't practice physical. So, yeah, I could get everybody to the game totally healthy. We could take everything off. We could walk every day, and we'd all be out there Saturday, and y'all would be throwing cheese at me.
You mentioned yesterday that you were going to rotate guys up on that line even if there were no injury situations. What goes into that philosophy? Because I know sometimes continuity is favored there.
I just believe in playing kids. It's a locker room deal. It's for the health of the kids. It's what's best. It's just what's best. It's not convenient for adults, because those coaches got to work harder and juggle lineups around, and you got to plan a lot more. But that's what's best for the locker room and for those players.
Jeff, I want to ask about Clarence Hicks. Did you guys appeal that targeting, or is that something that you could even do?
Our conference had a very favorable opinion of our point of view, so we'll see what happens on that. I would expect nothing to come of it, but I would imagine he'll be out the first half and be going the second half. But what if the kid would have got up? Then he'd have been on ESPN. Everybody been laughing at him, because it happens all the time. Those are the plays they put on ESPN, right? Guys on top of somebody, his hands down, everybody thinks he's down, they let him get up, the guy runs for a touchdown. Then he's on a GIF, all over, Twitter, and everybody in his hometown is making fun of him. And he knows he can't hit him in the head is the only deal. But we got to, when in that situation, I believe he's got to at least grab him and make sure he's down. That's the coaching point we're making right now. It's an unfortunate play, and it was just sad. These kids only get to play 12 times. I mean, they put in a lot of work, and I really hope one day it's visited that there's a penalty. But if the intent was not malicious, to leave him in the game. I hope that would happen one day.
Do you talk to Clarence about changing the way he plays? I mean, he played pretty good for you guys on Saturday, but he also had, I think, another personal foul earlier in the game.
It's hard to play defense. It's easy to be up there and second guess stuff. That's a hard spot to be in. But yeah, you do. They're great athletes, to your point, and they can fix stuff. They're the best athletes in the world. They're not like me. I mean, I might have a hard time hitting what I'm aiming at. They can change what they're hitting at. So that's the point we're really working with him on. But no, we're not going to change the way he plays. We're going to maybe change a couple of decisions in the game.
How far along did you get in the process with Lamar and the job search? You talked about that a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, as far as you can get. As far as you can get. They were great. They were very good to me, and I enjoyed them. The AD is really good. They're very committed to turning that program around. And yeah, it's a really nice little job. And yeah, it was all going down at the exact same time.
So there was an offer on the table to take that one?
That's a great question. How do I?
Sidestep that.
Yeah. Coach Morgan is the head coach there. And,
Sure.
And he deserves that job, and I'm sure they were going to hire him over me anyway.
But do you enter that game with any different perspective then, kind of knowing that?
I just know more. Know the boosters, know the people that, that make those kind of hires. I just know them. They're good people, and they're very committed to winning. And I had a nice little list of things I wanted done. And they were willing to do that for whoever gets that job. And I'm really happy for Coach that he got the job, and he's a good young coach.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.